The Kenyan savanna stretches, an endless tapestry of gold under the scorching African sun. In the heart of this wild expanse roams Kalenga, a lion whose once thunderous roar now carries the melancholic echo of exile. His mane, the proud banner of a former king, now bears the scars of battles lost, a tangible reminder of his fall from grace within the pride. Each sunrise is a solitary affair, a stark contrast to the boisterous greetings he once shared. He carries the weight of leadership relinquished, the sting of betrayal still a fresh wound in his majestic heart. Far beyond the familiar scent of acacia and sun-baked earth, nestled within the emerald embrace of a dense, ancient forest, tragedy has struck. The air, thick with the humid breath of the jungle, now carries the faint, heart-wrenching whimpers of a lone baby gorilla. Tico, barely old enough to navigate the intricate network of vines and branches, clings precariously to a thick liana, his small body trembling with fear and the raw agony of loss. A sudden, brutal territorial dispute between rival gorilla families has ripped his world apart. His mother's comforting presence, the reassuring touch of his troop, all vanished in a maelstrom of chaos and fury. He is adrift in a sea of green, a tiny island of vulnerability in a world teeming with unseen dangers. A low, guttural growl, laced with predatory intent, snakes through the undergrowth, a chilling counterpoint to Tico's desperate cries. 3 hyenas, their lean bodies sleek with hunger, emerge from the shadows, their eyes gleaming with opportunistic malice. They circle the base of Tico's tree, their senses sharpened by the scent of fear and vulnerability. Their patient vigilance is a deadly promise. Tico's whimpers escalate into terrified shrieks, each sound a beacon in the silent forest. Miles away, across the undulating plains, Kalenga's sensitive ears twitch, catching the faintest tremor of distress carried on the wind. It's a sound unfamiliar to the open savanna, a fragile cry that tugs at a primal instinct he thought long dormant. A flicker of curiosity, a spark of empathy perhaps, ignites within the old lion's weary soul. He rises from his shaded refuge, his powerful muscles still capable of a surprising turn of speed. He moves with a newfound purpose, his senses guiding him towards the source of the desperate plea. He bursts through the dense foliage at the forest's edge, his imposing figure a sudden disruption to the silent drama unfolding beneath the trees. His roar, a shadow of its former glory but still carrying the weight of authority, reverberates through the humid air. The hyenas, momentarily startled by the unexpected arrival of the savanna's apex predator, falter in their advance. They turn their attention to the formidable newcomer, their hungry eyes assessing the potential threat. Kalenga, however, pays them little mind. His gaze, drawn by an invisible thread of concern, is fixed on the small, trembling ball of fur, clinging to the vine above. The air crackles with unspoken tension. The predators have been interrupted, but the true nature of the lion's intervention remains shrouded in the uncertainty of the wild. In that pivotal moment, Kalenga, the exiled king, stands at the precipice of an unlikely guardianship, a decision that will forever alter the course of 2 disparate lives. If you're already feeling the pull of this incredible story, don't hesitate. Hit that subscribe button. This is a fictional dramatization, woven from the threads of nature's most captivating moments, crafted to entertain and forge a connection with you. The journey has just begun, and many more chapters filled with unexpected twists and heartwarming moments await. The emerald canopy of the forest deepens into shades of twilight, casting long, dancing shadows that amplify the sense of vulnerability. Kalenga, a silhouette of raw power against the fading light, settles down at the base of Tico's tree, his massive frame a silent sentinel against the encroaching darkness. He remains still, an enigma of muscle and fur. Tico, his initial terror slowly giving way to a fragile sense of security in the lion's imposing presence, is tormented by the gnawing pangs of hunger. Driven by an instinct more powerful than fear, he cautiously descends the tree, his small hands finding purchase on the rough bark. He discovers a scattering of fallen berries, their sweetness a temporary reprieve from his distress, and nibbles on them nervously, his wide eyes constantly darting towards the watchful lion. Kalenga observes him with an intense, unreadable gaze, a flicker of something akin to understanding in his golden eyes. 3 days and nights pass in this unlikely vigil. Kalenga, despite the dictates of his predatory nature, remains Tico's steadfast guardian. He ventures into the surrounding forest, his hunting instincts kicking in to provide sustenance for himself. But he always returns to the small clearing beneath Tico's tree, his presence a silent reassurance. He drives off curious jackals with a low growl and stands as an imposing deterrent against any other potential threats that might wander too close. An unspoken truce has been forged, a fragile alliance born not of kinship, but of a shared moment of vulnerability and the primal need for survival. As the air grows heavy with the impending arrival of a storm, dark clouds gathering like a bruised sky, a cold rain begins to fall, each drop a chilling reminder of Tico's precarious situation. The little gorilla shivers uncontrollably, his whimpers soft cries of distress that tug at something deep within the lion. He curls into a small, sodden ball, his tiny body racked with shivers. Kalenga, in a gesture that transcends the boundaries of species and instinct, gently nudges Tico with his massive head, then lies down, positioning his powerful body as a bulwark against the wind and rain. Tico, still wary but his need for warmth outweighing his fear, hesitantly inches closer, finally burrowing into the thick, surprisingly soft fur of the lion's flank. A low purr, a deep, rumbling vibration in Kalenga's chest fills the cold night air, a soothing rhythm that seems to calm the frightened gorilla. In that moment, beneath the shelter of an unlikely protector, a profound and inexplicable connection begins to deepen, a testament to the enduring power of compassion in the heart of the wild. The dawn breaks, painting the rain-washed forest in hues of emerald and gold. A faint yet unmistakable sound drifts through the trees, the distant calls of a gorilla troop. Tico's ears twitch, his small head lifting with a sudden surge of hope. Recognition dawns in his wide eyes, a primal yearning for the familiar sounds of his own kind. He glances at Kalenga, a silent question in his gaze, then back towards the fading echoes, his heart torn between the unexpected comfort of his protector and the longing for his lost family. But their fragile peace is shattered by a familiar, unwelcome scent carried on the morning breeze, the musky, carrion-tinged odor of the hyenas. It's stronger this time, a chilling testament to their unwavering persistence. They are back, and their hunger has only intensified. Kalenga rises to his full height, his powerful body tensing with a primal readiness. A low growl rumbles in his chest, escalating into a thunderous warning roar that reverberates through the forest, a clear declaration of his intent to defend his charge. This time, however, the hyenas are not so easily deterred. They emerge from the shadows, a pack of 5, their eyes glinting with a savage hunger, emboldened by their numbers. A fierce and desperate battle erupts in the small clearing. Kalenga, though bearing the weariness of age and the lingering pain of exile, fights with a ferocity that surprises even himself, a primal surge of protectiveness for the small gorilla huddled behind him, fueling his every move. He takes a brutal blow, the sharp teeth of a hyena tearing a deep gash in his flank, but he roars in defiance, refusing to yield. Just as the relentless pack begins to overwhelm him, a series of loud, angry cries echoes through the trees, growing closer with astonishing speed. A full gorilla troop, led by a massive silverback, bursts into the clearing, their eyes blazing with fury, alerted by Tico's earlier calls and the unmistakable sounds of a violent confrontation. The silverback, a formidable force of muscle and rage, unleashes a deafening chest-beating roar that shakes the very foundations of the forest. The hyenas, suddenly outnumbered and facing the combined threat of the enraged gorillas and the wounded but still formidable lion, scatter in terror, their predatory hunger overridden by the instinct for self-preservation. We've reached the heart of this extraordinary tale. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey. If you're new to our channel, make sure to subscribe now so you don't miss the breathtaking conclusion of this unbelievable friendship. As a reminder, this is a work of fiction, inspired by the wonders of the natural world and crafted to ignite your imagination. The formidable silverback Congo approaches Tico cautiously, his initial aggression softening as he recognizes the lost member of his troop. Tico, with a cry of pure joy, rushes towards his kin, leaping into the welcoming embrace of his family. He is finally home, surrounded by the comforting presence of his own kind. But his gaze keeps returning to Kalenga, who now rests against the base of a large tree, his breathing shallow, the wound on his flank a stark reminder of the fierce battle. With a gesture that speaks volumes of the bond they have formed, Tico breaks away from his family and gently touches the lion's bloodied nose, a silent expression of gratitude for the selfless protection he received. Congo observes this extraordinary interaction with a newfound understanding in his intelligent eyes. He approaches Kalenga, not with the hostility one might expect between a silverback and a lion, but with a hesitant curiosity, a dawning respect for the creature who risked his own life to protect one of his own. He lets out a soft, guttural vocalization, a sound that seems to convey a sense of acknowledgement. Under Congo's watchful gaze, several of the female gorillas approach Kalenga, their movements surprisingly gentle. One of them carefully chews a selection of leaves, mixing them into a poultice, and then, with an almost tender touch, applies the paste to the lion's deep wound. The scene that unfolds in the clearing defies the harsh realities of the wild. A gorilla troop, who would normally view a lion as a mortal enemy, now tending to his injuries. A silent testament to an unlikely debt of gratitude. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting long shadows through the trees, a fragile peace settles over the clearing, a symbol of a connection that transcends the boundaries of species and instinct, a beacon of hope in the often brutal tapestry of the natural world. Weeks turn into months. Kalenga, his wound healed and his strength renewed, eventually returns to his solitary territory, carrying not only the scars of battle, but also the indelible memory of an unexpected companionship. He's no longer just an exiled king. He's a legend whispered on the winds, a testament to a compassion that defied the laws of the wild. A year passes. Tico, now a strong and confident young gorilla, leads his troop through their familiar forest domain. One day, as they venture near the edge of the savannah, a familiar resonant roar echoes across the plains. Tico stops, his senses alert. Through the tall grass, he sees him, Kalenga, his mane now fully regrown, his eyes still carrying a hint of the weariness of age, watching them with a quiet intensity. Without hesitation, Tico breaks away from the troop, his movements swift and purposeful. He approaches Kalenga, their eyes meeting across the invisible boundary between forest and savannah. There is no fear, no aggression, only a profound sense of recognition. Kalenga lets out a low, rumbling purr, a sound of deep affection and remembrance. Tico responds by gently grooming the lion's thick mane, his small hands moving with a tenderness that speaks volumes of the unbreakable bond they share. It's a fleeting moment, a silent reunion under the vast African sky, a powerful reminder that friendship can bloom in the most unexpected of circumstances, that courage and compassion know no species. The video gently fades to a final breathtaking shot of Kalenga and Tico, two vastly different creatures standing side by side at the edge of the great Kenyan expanse, forever bound by an unbelievable friendship, a timeless tale whispered on the winds of the wild.